Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now, as you might have seen from the announcement on Sunday, today we are going to be featuring the Vileplume Toolbox deck that managed to get 2nd place at Orlando Regionals, as well as 9th and 14th place. So almost as dominating a performance as the Darkrai Giratina Garbodor decks that did really well that weekend as well. Definitely a very interesting concept here, because after we lost AZ, like, many people just gave up on Vileplume. But not these guys, not Alex Hill, not Alex Szymanski, and Sean Foisey, I believe, were the 3 people who ended up using this deck at the tournament. And huge props to them, because not only did they not miss AC, but they didn't run any sort of Olympia or any switching cards. They simply relied on Manaphy's ability in order to retreat. So that seems pretty interesting, to be honest. But it makes sense, because if you're up against a Garbodor matchup and you see they're gonna play or you see the Trubbish with a tool card on turn 1, then you can simply not build up Vileplume, and therefore you won't need Manaphy's ability to retreat your Vileplume, because you won't get the item lock anyways. But if you do manage to get Vileplume, then that means no Garbodor, and that means you always have the Manaphy ability available to you in order to get a water energy or a rainbow energy on Vileplume in order to free retreat, so you don't lose to the Lysander strategy. But let's review the deck really quickly here. Vileplume, not the main attacker, but the main support Pokemon of the deck. Irritating Pollen prevents both players from playing any item cards from their hand. A 3/3 line combined with 4 Forest of Giant Plants, obviously to evolve as soon as possible, ideally in turn 1 every game. But from the reports, apparently turn 1 Vileplume was not a common occurrence, but based on the results, it's obviously not super crucial to winning a longer drawn out game, especially because turn 1 Vileplume was really important in the past, as you needed to shut down Night March or other sort of Battle Compressor super fast decks before they started getting a lot of resources in the discard pile and powering up their attacks. But now that there's no Night March, there's no big need for that turn 1 lock. Then we have a very wide array of attackers, as you can see here. We have 2 Jolteon-EX, which in the current metagame can effectively seal out opponent's Pokemon from attacking, like a whole deck. So Jolteon's really big here. Then we have 1 Jirachi as an anti-Giratina measure. We do have basic energy, and you do have access to Stardust, so that you put a lot of pressure on their Double Dragon energy. Then we have 1 Magearna-EX, which is an anti-Jirachi measure, ironically, as you prevent all effects of attacks except damage done to Pokemon who have a Metal Energy attached. And since Metal Energy provides every type of energy at the same time, you get the benefit of Magearna-EX's protection ability. Then we have a single Lugia-EX. Aeroball is a really nice attack to finish off games. When combined with Mew EX, you can really put a huge dent on Mega Mewtwo. And then we have 2 Glaceon EX, as Crystal Ray is a very nice attack. It locks out evolution attacks such as Greninja, which is the main evolution threat, if you will, or potentially other Mega Pokemon if you don't have access to Regice. Although Regice with Jolteon are probably the most important cards here, I would say. Resistance Blizzard is almost as good, or rather it's even better than Jolteon's attack, except it works for every Pokemon EX. And right now in the current metagame, I would say there's very few viable non-Pokemon EX. One of those, yes, it's Greninja, but there's so much Greninja hate between everyone running Garbodor and then the item locked-in decks. And yeah, Greninja put itself a really big target on its head, and that's why Garbodor is everywhere, because since there's no way to stop Garbodor, Greninja is not able to completely dominate the format. And then what brings it all together is Mew EX. Mew EX gives you the liberty to choose which attack you want to use and for the right situation. Versatile ability also allows you to copy your opponent's attacks, which can come in handy, and from reading I believe Alex Hill's report, he says he used Psychic Infinity, which is Mega Mewtwo Y's attack, and he used Emerald Break, which is Mega Rayquaza's attack. So there's definitely a lot of versatility involved with this card, so that you get the most out of every situation. And finally, we have our other support Pokemon, 1 Mana EX, for that free retreat scenario I explained earlier, and which not only applies to Vileplume but applies to every one of your Pokemon. And then we have 3 Shaymin-EX, which is really, really cool. It helps you draw cards. There's no like bench space here is really, really important to manage it well, and there aren't that many good 1 energy attackers, but Shaymin-EX should be really useful. And yeah, as far as supporters goes, we have no Verseekers, but we still have the 4 Sycamore 4N line, which is very consistent. Then we have 2 Lysander, and another very crucial card to this deck, Ninja Boy. Ninja Boy allows you to make sure you have the right attacker for the right situation, which is obviously ideal, so that you can lock your opponent out of attacking no matter what you're facing. Then I already talked about the 4 First of Giant Plants, and aside from that we have 4 Ultra Ball and 4 Trainer's Mail for consistency purposes, and 2 Level Ball because they can find either Jirachi or Oddish and Gloom. And for our energy count, we have a very healthy, wow, the mic has been away from me for a very long time. We have a very healthy 4 DC, 4 Rainbow Energy, and 2 basic Water Energy. So I'm really excited to try out this deck. Huge props to them for sticking with Vileplume and trying it out and everything. I definitely didn't consider Vileplume when going into a tournament. I felt like without AZ, it definitely did not stand a chance, but I was clearly proven wrong, as it went all the way to the finals, and all 3 players using it ended up being in the top 32 and even the top 16 of the tournament. So watercolorless, we might actually be up against Greninja. Sorry, I blanked out for a second there. So we might actually be up against Greninja. And I'm having a few... I'm not gonna talk about that, never mind. Okay, I don't have any water with me. That's hopefully it doesn't become a problem. Okay, so we are forced to start Shaymin, but we immediately have the Ninja Boy, which could be good here for us, as we can attach energy, we can switch that Shaymin, and because we are up against Greninja, a Greninja Talonflame deck, which ironically I did feature just last week on Monday. You guys should definitely check it out if you haven't yet. We're gonna have a decent amount of time to set up, so we should be okay here. Talonflame is definitely the better version of that deck against item locking decks, but pretty cool that we can actually use Talonflame ourselves, as if I Ninja Boy out the Shaymin into a Mew, which I just drew, I can copy Talonflame's Aeroblitz myself. So that's gonna be my strategy. So I'm gonna first use Ninja Boy here, and I do have the other Mew. And let's check really quickly. Glaceon EX is obviously going to be the most important card here. So we do have 1 Glaceon, or both Glaceons actually. We have both Mews, which is great, and we have 3 Oddishes. Now, what else do we have? We have 2 Gloom in hand and 1 in the deck, so no Glooms are priced and no Vileplumes are priced. Seems to be 1 Trainer's Mail is priced, 2 Ultra Ball are priced, that's 3 of our prizes. Then we have 1, no, not in. Wow, 1 Rainbow Energy priced, and I don't know what else we have priced. Probably a Pokemon, right? Jirachi is priced. Yeah, Jirachi is definitely priced here. So there's Mew, and now I'm gonna attach. I wish I didn't have to attach a Rainbow Energy, but I have to, I think. And I mean, I'm gonna 3-hit KO or Talonflame anyways, no matter what. And then with the Ultra Ball, what I can do is discard the N potentially and a Gloom and search for an Oddish. No, I discard the Mew, I think, here. Yeah, I'm gonna discard the Mew and the Gloom. I'm gonna search for an Oddish. Yup. And then I'm gonna bench the Oddish, and with Aero Blitz, what I'm going to actually get is I could also bubble, but it's obviously better to Aero Blitz to search for any 2 cards I want. With Aero Blitz, okay, if my opponent ends me, it doesn't matter, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find Glaceon, and I'm gonna find a TCG so that I can immediately, guaranteed 100% next turn, start the lock. Okay, that's the plan here. And I will have Gloom, and I will have an end for a brand new 6 cards, which will hopefully allow me to get the item lock, although it's not guaranteed. But I might end up with a turn 3 item lock, but that is actually okay. The Bursting Balloon actually sucks, really sucks, big time. And seeing what's here right now, I might actually have to pass, or I might actually have to bubble here. I might actually have to bubble, because if I attack, oh yikes, well this sucks. If I don't attack, yeah, I'm gonna have to retreat. Actually, I'm gonna have to retreat. I can't give my opponent 2 free prizes, and I can't attack without dealing enough damage myself. So there's the other Glaceon, which is cool. I don't know if I should bench it right now though. I don't know if I should bench it right now. I could bench the Jolteon because it has free retreat, and yeah, I'm gonna bench the Jolteon. I'm gonna bench the Glaceon, and I'm gonna use Shaymin for 3 cards here. I can't switch out the Talonflame, so the Bursting Balloon is going to hurt me quite a bit. I do find the... Wow, my opponent simply concedes. I guess his hand after the end was not great. I wish he hadn't conceded though, because I feel like we had a good chance there. I mean, a good chance for an interesting match, that's what I mean. The Bursting Balloon was very annoying, but we were at least gonna try and make do with that. And if my opponent started off or retreated and used water duplicates, I would have KO'd the Frogadier. If it didn't, then I had the Lysander to KO his only Froakie potentially, so it would have been really good. But now we're up against a pure Dragon type deck, so this might be Reshiram Mega Rayquaza based on the coin, purely based on the coin. It could also be Reshiram Giratina, which would actually be a difficult matchup. But we do start Jolteon, which is definitely very ideal. I'm not gonna bench the Magearna. Definitely not gonna bench the Magearna. Alt F4. That's an interesting nickname. That is definitely an interesting nickname. So yeah, my opponent choosing his active Pokemon. And there we go. We click done now. Benches 2. Yep, benches 2. Okay, so it's actually a Hydreigon. What? A Hydreigon Salamence deck. So, hopefully. Okay, I generally, I don't know what my opponent's deck is about, but I generally don't think I'm gonna need the Magearna. And I don't think Lysander is going to be huge here. So I'm gonna go for an Oddish. And let's check. Okay, so both Glaceons are available, and then both Ninja Boys as well. So I kinda do want to power up Jolteon, simply because I can Ninja Boy away, and because that gives me decent odds of hitting a turn 2 KO on the Dino if I find a DCE, which I actually do not. I do find two useful Pokemon though, especially the Mew. But I don't know if I want to bench the Glaceon just yet. So I'm gonna pass here. I'm not benching the Glaceon because I might want to save the Glaceon for an instance where I want to Ninja Boy. And now we see Dratini. So it's a triple dragon. It's a triple dragon threat, apparently. My opponent uses Birch and passes. So we're actually gonna help him out. Seeing this current situation, I'm gonna take for the TCE. And I'm not gonna bench the other Mew. I don't mind if I help my opponent because his deck doesn't seem to be too serious. And there we hit the TCE, so we're gonna get a KO here while we try and find the Ninja Boy to get the luck with Glaceon. Or we, in 2 turns, we power up another Glaceon and we're good to go. So there's the first KO. Dratini comes up. My opponent might be running. Dragonair has 80 HP. That's not good. And he wallies immediately. Who does he choose to wally? He chooses to wally into Dragonite. So Dragonite takes 1 more prize card, but he doesn't even have energies. My opponent doesn't even have any energies at this point in time. Now the Trainer's Mail does find me a Gloom, which is nice. And there's 2 things I can do here. I can Lysander and get myself a KO. Yeah, Dragonite's not scary at all. I can Lysander and get myself a KO, or yeah, I'm gonna Lysander. Now who do I KO? I'll KO the Bacon, I guess. Why? No particular reason why. I don't know what Salamence does. I don't know what Hydreigon does. Now I know what Dragonite does, but it requires 5 energy, so I'm not too worried. And I'm in no hurry to start attacking because my opponent literally has no energy in play. He might be doing some sort of weird challenge, like one of those evolve X amount of dragon Pokemon challenge. Yeah, that's looking like it. He probably doesn't even have any energy. I'm gonna bet. He's just wasting our time. He is just wasting our time, isn't he? He is just wasting our time. Okay, I'm gonna concede because this is a complete waste of time, and dealing 70 damage every turn is just not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. So that's really annoying to encounter one of those people, because I want to showcase the deck's potential. Okay, now we're up against a very colorless deck. Could be Xerneas. Could be Xerneas Mega Gardevoir, but if you are running Mega Gardevoir, why wouldn't you run the dual type Gardevoir? Like, there's no reason not to. And we don't know what kind of deck it is, so I'm gonna start with a non-EX and we'll adapt from there, I guess. So I'll just pass here, or rather not pass, just not bench anything. Okay, so it's a Lugia deck with fairy energies. Interesting. Intensifying burn. Okay, so apparently we're gonna need Jolteon here. Apparently we are going to need Jolteon. Huh. And I get a Ninja Boy. But I actually do not want to Ninja Boy here. Or I could, I guess. Do I get rid of the TCE then? Or the Vileplume? Gonna get rid of Glaceon for sure. I might actually end up using Ninja Boy. Yeah, gonna get rid of the Vileplume. And then I am going to find Jolteon. Jolteon is the absolute key here to this game. There's a Jolteon, I will attach a TCE, and see, this is what I want to do. I'm going to Shaymin to hopefully secure a Rainbow Energy for next turn to attack with Jolteon. And I do not. Okay, so let's see if I can secure a supporter here then. I can. But since there's no stadium, yeah. Okay, so change of plan. My plan was to let Lugia attack into Regice, let Regice get KO'd. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. Whatever. I was gonna let Regice take an attack, and then I was going to Ninja Boy into an Oddish, get the Regice knocked out, and promote and get a free switch in into Jolteon. Free switch in sounds like VGC, but that was my intention. To get a free switch in into Jolteon, attack the Lugia, and therefore the next Lugia will not be able to attack me. But now we see a Diancie EX. Now we actually see a Diancie EX, and we might actually reach a weird stalemate here, if you will, because Mega Diancie EX prevents Pokemon EX from dealing damage, and then if I log his Mega Diancie with a Glaceon, which I just discarded one of, then we're gonna reach an impasse, and we might actually end up not tying, but might actually end up in a stalemate. Okay, and now this is not an ideal situation either, because I mean, sure, I could Lysandre here to buy myself a turn. Yeah, I guess. I mean, if I make my opponent waste resources, if we reach that impasse where where we can't attack each other. Oh, he escape ropes. Okay. So now that he escape ropes, he gets a KO on Shaymin, he gets a KO on Mew. The only Pokemon he doesn't KO is Jolteon, so I'm gonna have to promote Jolteon here. He will deal 130 damage, but that's not enough to KO. But it will force me to aggressively Sycamore here for the Rainbow. I fortunately top deck the Rainbow, but I mean, I still have literally nothing here, and that's gonna be the second Vileplume in my discard pile. It's gonna be the second Vileplume in my discard pile. Still no stadium, but at least I get to lock my opponent out of attacks for now. Okay, for now. And the Ninja Boy can actually help me in bringing Glaceon EX into play. So the stadium actually limits my damage. I won't get the KO on Lugia unless I find the stadium. Oh no, never mind. It's Lugia's ability, so never mind. I can't get an attack here. Okay, and it looks like it's not Mega Diancie, so my opponent will not be dealing any damage, and we are okay with that. We are actually okay with that. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna switch out the Shaymin for an Oddish, because I can evolve immediately into Gloom, and now I am closer to the Vileplume luck. And I actually have another Rainbow Energy, and I can then Ninja Boy out the Mew into Glaceon in case I need that. So I'll just Flash Ray here, preventing any further damage from my opponent's Pokemon. Annoying to 2-hit KO the Lugia, very annoying. To 3-hit KO rather, because of that Fairy Drop. Okay, so now my opponent replaces his own stadium. He has free retreat, I have free retreat as well, potentially. And if he ever does escape rope, nope, he's gonna Lysandre. But if he did escape rope, I had the Regice to choose that thing. And okay, so he recycles the Lysandre immediately, realizing the threat of the Vileplume luck. That's annoying. 60 damage. Okay, so my Gloom is probably going to get knocked out here. My Gloom is probably going to get knocked out. It's not that big a deal, honestly. Losing the Mew and the energy is a big deal though. That is a big deal. And yeah, I'll just end here. I will just end. So I get the Lysander away from my opponent. But because I do not have Manaphy, I'm not very inclined to... I mean, sure, Manaphy is in the deck, I think. No, it's not. It's actually in my prize cards. So yeah, benching. I feel like evolving into Vileplume would be suicide at this point in time. So I'm just gonna attach to Regice and I'm gonna get my KO here. Maybe I should have saved the energy. I'm not entirely sure if that was the best play. It's gonna be a while before I get Manaphy out of my prize cards. Definitely gonna be a while. Okay, so more Diancie, but no Mega Diancie so far. No Mega Diancie so far. Okay. He does find another Lysander. And opts to KO Regice. I am okay with that. Because... well, they're... yeah, the Lysanders are annoying because my opponent just keeps recycling them. My opponent keeps recycling the Lysanders. Okay. So... it's gonna be a while for me to KO Diancie. If he has 3 more Lysanders, yeah, I can't bench anything else because that gives him more targets. And wow, that's gonna be a 4-hit KO. No, more. That's gonna be a 5-hit KO if he doesn't play any Fairy Drop, which he obviously has. Now we know he has a full art Lysander, which is important, and he still has 2 Verse Seekers. So he can actually get all 3 prize cards, or he can escape rope. Wow, my opponent just has all the outs. My opponent just has all the cards he needs. Oh. I am very scared right now. And he passes. Wow. So now, if he... and I have no way to retreat. So I need to find energy. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna bench Jirachi. I'm gonna Shaymin for 2. Yeah, I think we are going to lose this because our damage output is so low. And I'm actually gonna evolve into the Vileplume now. Oh boy. Okay, so no more Verse Seekers, which is good, right? That's good. Now, I am very, very hesitant to attach to Regice, but I feel like I have to here. Because if he whiffs, then Regice becomes a viable attacker here. He cannot play any more item cards, which is obviously good. So no more escape ropes, no more anything. If he didn't find a DCE, which he only has 2 left, yep. Okay, so he's gonna reduce my damage output now, yikes. And between its ability, we found the energy to retreat. Oh, man. And now, if or whenever my opponent finds his Lysander, he wins. Yep. Whenever my opponent finds his Lysander, he wins. So the only way for us to prevent that is to actually Sky Return for a turn. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna prepare to do. Maybe I should have retreated into Jirachi to discard the TCE. I mean, I won't deal any damage, but I feel like that's better, because if he top decks the TCE, then I am in a huge amount of trouble. But this way he needs the TCE. I mean, if he top decks the Lysander, but this way, if he top decks the Lysander, he still needs another TCE. And if he finds the TCE first, okay, so he has more energy. Never mind. Yikes. Yeah, it's gonna come down to his Lysander. Can he find his Lysander or not? If I Sky Return, and he Lysanders the Vileplume and gets a KO there, then we are in a lot of trouble. But I'm just gonna Sky Return and promote the Gloom, because I can retreat the Gloom for a single energy. He might not have an energy, and I'd rather lose the Gloom than the Jirachi. I feel like he has 4 Fairy Energy in play. He has 3 more in the discard pile and 2 DCEs. You'd imagine he plays a 4 a 4 to split. Man. Okay, so things are not looking good, guys. Things are definitely not looking good. I attached the Rainbow because if I ever do manage to get Manaphy out of my prize cards, so that he will hit for 120, 110. Oh, never mind. Well, whatever. He was gonna hit for 110, and therefore I would attach the rainbow. I thought he would attack for 120, and therefore with the rainbow damage counter I would get KO'd, but that's not gonna be the case. So now it's a race between, can I KO the Diancie? I need 3 more hits still. Can I KO the Diancie before he finds his Lysander? How many ends do I have? Just the 1. So 3 more turns. He probably only has 1 Lysander, and he still needs an energy apparently. Or he already has it, the TCE, but he's not attaching it. So in theory, I mean, it doesn't really matter because eventually he will find the TCE, and he has another Diancie and a Lugia to potentially KO us. And he could simply retreat this Diancie. Okay, so there's a TCE. Okay. This is good, I think, for us. So let me just check my energy. 3 rainbow, 4th in play, and oh my gosh. So if I do this, and I discard the TCE, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. Like we might actually take ourselves out. So I have to wait a turn to do the Lysander into the, or to remove the TCE, and we need Manaphy. Okay, no, but we get a TCE. Okay, so that's good. I'm just trying to think of if he Lysanders Vileplume so that we cannot not retreat and therefore we lose. And right now there's no 2 prizes for easy pickings for my opponent, which is good. And now, yeah, this is the real question here. No, never mind, there's no real question. I'm not gonna play this. Okay, so I'm gonna retreat into the Jirachi, and I'm gonna take a KO, but I'm not gonna take a KO. I'm gonna discard his DCE, but with Stardust. I mean with my DCE, so that I still have the water energy in case I ever do find the. Oh boy, he has free retreat now. In case I ever do find the Manaphy EX off of my prize cards. Man, this is very, very intense. Okay, so now I retreat into the Jolteon. I pay my double colorless energy fee, and I Flash Ray for 40 damage. So now this guy is a 4-hit KO. 100% guaranteed 4-hit KO unless he has 2 Pokemon Center Lady or potentially an Olympia, which could be... Oh, he finds a Lysander. Yikes. Oh boy. Okay. He got the Lysander. But we have a Lysander ourselves. So, I'm gonna Lysander his Diancie. I am going to attach an energy to the Vileplume. That should be his last DCE. Right? Yep, that's his last DCE, and I'm gonna pass. Now, the issue is, if my other DCE is priced, I cannot win, because I cannot retreat. If it's not priced, I need my prizes not to be my last N, which I know it's not, and my last DCE, which I think I know it's not. Okay. Ninja Boy actually gives me a chance to determine this. So I'm gonna use the Ninja Boy. I'm gonna select Jirachi. And there's the end. But my DC is priced. So my prizes are Manaphy X and DC, both of which would be useful to retreat. So we lose this one, guys. I mean, maybe we don't. My opponent has 15 cards total left. And we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So we actually have 18 cards left. Does he have any N? He probably does. Man, that is so unlucky. I mean, we can win by decking my opponent out. We can win by decking my opponent out, I think. As he has less cards than I do. And he's playing cards, which is good. Oh, but he gets the KO on Vileplume, so never mind. And after he KOs Vileplume, now he has access to his Versus Seekers. So I need to end him, and we know he has 2 Versus Seekers left. Either of which wins him the match. So we have to hope that I can KO the Diancie before that he doesn't top deck a Versus Seeker in 3 turns. That's what we have to hope for here. Or another Escape Rope, which he already has used 2 of. 2 cards. Fairy Drop. Ugh! Man! How annoying is that? Hopefully he doesn't find another Fighting Fury Belt. He shouldn't be able to power up another Pokemon though. So 3 more turns. That Fairy Drop is huge. Yeah. 80 damage still to go. Oh, never mind. Okay. Okay, 150 HP. One more attack. No, but all he does is retreat. He retreats. Oh, he's gonna Ultra Ball for a Shaymin? No. Okay. Oh, I should have replaced the stadium. Okay, great. He lets Diancie get KO'd. That makes no sense. But I'm gonna replace the stadium. I should have replaced that the previous turn. That was my mistake. That was definitely my mistake. And I get a KO here. Wow. Oh. Wow. There's a Manaphy and there's a Sycamore. So our last prize is a TCE we actually needed. Oh boy. He shouldn't be able to power up another Diancie. He really shouldn't. He passes. Why is he still in this? Super Art is in the discard pile. There's 7, 8, 9. Does he run 13 energy? Does he actually run 13 energy and he still has 2 basic fairy energy left in his deck? Because he has 7 in his discard pile, 2 in play currently. Oh. Oh boy. If he does Lysander, I don't have any more energy to retreat. If he does Lysander, I do not have any more energy to retreat. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And he has 2 Verse Seekers left. Well, if he ends though, he has to end. Okay, so assuming he can't power up another Diancie, he cannot get another attack off. And therefore, even if he Lysanders, he can't KO whatever Pokemon is up front. And therefore, I mean, unless he has a way to retreat here. Oh, but he goes Pokemon Center Lady, that's fine. He's wasting cards, and at this rate he decks himself before I deck myself, unless he has another Super Art or a special charge or something like that. Oh boy. Another Ultra Ball. Yeah, so now we are 100% win. There's an end. We are 100% win here, guys. Wow. This Diancie Lugia-EX deck was so freaking... And now he concedes. Are you kidding me? Took you so long to realize? Wow. And I generally believe if my opponent had gone for the decking out strategy, maybe he would have beat me. Maybe. Boy, that was interesting. That was very, very, very interesting. So that match took quite a while, but hopefully the second match doesn't take that long, and we might actually be up against a mirror match here. Peter. I wonder if this is Peter Kika. Oh boy. So I win the flip. I do want to go first. So yeah, resource management. It's absolutely huge here, guys. Absolutely huge. Now, what will my opponent be playing? I don't know, but I'm just gonna bench the Mew for now. We did see a ton of different cards. So, a ton of different types, rather. So, it's probably gonna be a Vileplume mirror match. No! Okay, so it's a combi. Well, it can still be Vileplume. But, Glaceon obviously makes a lot of sense here. Now, do I Shaymin for 2 cards? But will those 2 cards be useful cards that I don't want to draw? Like, the odds of me hitting an Oddish and a Forest of Giant Plants are not very high, I would say. And the odds of me hitting energy or other things I don't want to discard. So I'm gonna Sycamore directly. I do find a Ninja Boy, which is nice. Let's see what I hit off of the Trainer's Mail. Nothing. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna bench the Jolteon, but I'm gonna Ultra Ball away. Oh, the Lysander. Ultra Balling away the Lysander definitely hurts here. Maybe I should have Ultra Balled away the end. I have no more Lysander, so I have to play this game knowing I have no more Lysander, and assuming that my opponent knows I have no more access to Lysander. And then I definitely find the Oddish here, and I sacrifice these 2 resources, but I do want the Oddish here. And I should be checking what's priced and what's not priced. That's my bad, guys. And I pass here. Pretty good turn 1, I would say. Not the best, but not the worst. My opponent sends a heart, probably signifying he's happy I don't have the turn 1 Vileplume. He might be running the turn 1 Vileplume. He might be the one running the turn 1 Vileplume, or getting rather the turn 1 Vileplume. I'm pretty sure he is running Vileplume. Or he might not be actually. Might simply be a Vespiquen variety deck, if you will. Might just be that. But as long as we start copying Flash Ray, we should be very good here. We should be very, very good. Man, I can't wait for Sun and Moon. I know that's a complete huge change of subject. Okay, so never mind. It's not going to be Vileplume Vespiquen, but rather Vespiquen Raichu Psychic type Pokemon Golbat maybe deck. So an even more important reason to find the Vileplume. Now seeing the list, I feel very shaky, and you can see from the previous game, about running only one Manaphy. I feel like running 2 would pretty much guarantee that the Lysander, the Vileplume into the active slot strategy would never work for your opponent. But with only one, I don't know. Seems difficult to guarantee. I mean, pricing 1 is like the odds of that happening are not too high. The Mew is a bit scary here. Oh boy, the Mew is very scary here. Wow. Oh boy. The Mew is the Psychic type, and the Mew is what's going to give my opponent a really good shot here. Wow. Oh boy. Because if I copy Jolteon-EX's attack to KO the combi, then Mew can't attack me, but Raichu can. So my opponent's best play is to guarantee a Raichu TCE in his hand the upcoming turn. If he whiffs, he might copy. Oh no, he won't be able to copy. Okay, and he discards a Raichu. That's good news. That is good news. For sure. What would you Ultra Ball in this situation for? I mean, I guess he's expecting the Vileplume to come out, but odds of that I don't think are very high. Man, the 2 Lysanders. If I had not gotten rid of the Lysander, I could attach energy and Lysander and KO the Mew EX with Crystal Ray because of weakness. And wow, that's the second Raichu. Okay, I feel very comfortable now because, well, I'd be more comfortable if I had Vileplume in play. Definitely would be a lot more comfortable. Huh. Here's the Sky Field. So my opponent thinning out his deck as much as possible. As much as possible. And he's going to Escape Rope. Okay, so I'm gonna promote the Jolteon. I'm still gonna do the same play though. Wow, he promotes Mew. So I guess that's fine. I think. No, it's not fine. Well, it is fine. Because sure, he's getting a realistic turn. He will probably Sky Return here to conserve the Mew and the DCE. Otherwise, that play makes no sense, because I will be able to KO the Mew. But yeah, he will Sky Return here 100%. He should, at least. He should Sky Return. And yeah, he's just wasting every single item card possible. Which makes sense. Definitely makes sense. It's been like 4 minutes in his turn. Discards another Verse Seeker. And a Grass type Pokemon. Vespiquen? Yep, Vespiquen. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with this. I am generally fine with this. Versus Seeker recovers the Sycamore. Makes sense. And I guess my opponent is definitely expecting me to get the turn 1 Vileplume, or the turn 2 Vileplume, this upcoming turn. Now, he returns the Mew. And... oh boy. Okay, I still have to end here. My best play, I think, is still to KO the Pikachu with Glaceon EX's attack. Why? Because let's see, if I KO with Crystal Ray, he needs to find the Mew, the DCE, and a Raichu or a Vespiquen to copy an attack. Whereas, if I attack with Flash Ray, he only needs to find the DCE and either the Vespiquen or the Raichu. And seeing how he has already discarded 2 Raichu and a Vespiquen, and because of his current engine, he probably shouldn't run more than 3 Sycamore, I would imagine. I'm gonna copy Crystal Ray. I feel like that's my best play here. Not having the item lock hurts. Not having the item lock definitely hurts. Immediately promotes a combi. That signifies he has the the Vespiquen. There's the Vespiquen. So now he needs the Mew and the DCE. How many Mew does he run? He still has all 4 DCEs. Okay. Huh. And I mean, as long as I can power up my second Mew EX, like if it doesn't get the KO right now, if it doesn't find the Mew and the DCE, I feel like as long as I am able to attach an energy to my next Mew, I will be okay here. But my opponent has unknowns and he's going to end. Okay, so that makes sense. So he has an extra card off of unknown, and that opens up the bench space. I do get the Mew, but I get no draw. Yikes. I get absolutely no draw. Now, did he find it or did he not? There's another unknown. Okay. So hopefully he's missing both the Mew and the DCE. Though I would reckon he's missing the Mew, not the DCE. If he has the DCE, he can still Sky Return to deal damage to me. He can definitely still do that. But 30 damage is obviously very different from a 1-hit KO. But if he does Shaymin Cycle here, if he does start to Shaymin Cycle, which I think is his best play, yep, he's gonna do that. Okay, if he promotes another Shaymin, I'm gonna be forced to use Flash Ray by Jolteon-EX, which is annoying because if he finds an escape rope, he still KOs me. If he finds a flow stone, which I doubt he runs. Oh, but he promotes Vespiquen. That's really smart. Okay, I find a DC. Still no way to... I mean, I could get a KO here. But he has a DCE. So what do I value more? Yeah. I am going to Crystal Ray. The fact that he promoted Vespiquen is good, I believe, for the long run. I'm glad he didn't promote another Shaymin. His hand is pretty big, so he might not even be able to draw too many cards off of the Shaymin he has in his hand. But man, drawing a supporter would have been very nice. There's still 3 Sycamore and 2 N in my deck. There's a Pikachu. Energy goes to Raichu. But I used Crystal Ray. Did he think he fooled me? Oh. Well, that works. Man, and without Vileplume. Okay, there's 3 Verseeker in the discard pile, so never mind. Yeah, Gloom is nice, but Gloom is not enough. So what do I do here? Do I give up a prize card in Regice in order to get back Shaymin? Or do I keep the luck going? I'm gonna go for it. I am going to go for it. If he has Lysander though, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And if I promote Jolteon, can Jolteon take a hit here? Oh, why can't I view my opponent's discard pile? Why can't I? Shit. I'm gonna promote Regice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He would not have been able to get a KO on the Jolteon. Okay. That stadium replacement is okay in my book. Very okay. He has a ton of cards. We know one card is Shaymin. I would guess he has TCE somewhere. He has Ultra Ball. Yikes. Teammates and Special Charge. And he can find the Mew that way. How many Lysander do you think he has? Wow, this is going to be a very, very long video. A very long video. Wow. Okay, he goes for Zubat. Huh. He goes for Zubat. Retreats into the Raichu. Well, I mean, no, never mind. Attaches a TCE to Vespiquen. There's another Raichu. Deck out is another possibility here. But that Mew play is going to be huge. No, never mind. That play is huge. Oh boy. Well, that sucks. Okay, so now Glaceon is my only salvation here. And I 100% need oh boy, the sound just went out. Okay, there's a Vileplume, but I generally need an N. The only thing that will save me here is an N. So I'm gonna have to Shaymin for 2 to get closer to the N. Well, never mind. Okay, but I do get the N. That's cool. So now I'm gonna bench this other Glaceon. How many Rainbow Energy? 2 left, and 2 water, so that's okay. I'll play the Trainer's Mail. He will probably get rid of the Shaymins. I am okay with that. And in a deck out scenario, I feel like he's at a disadvantage. I'll discard the Magearna, I'll discard the Lugia, and I'll discard the Shaymin. And then I'm going to Trainer's Mail for nothing. And then I will get Vileplume into play finally, like turn 50 something. And I will end. My opponent down to 2 cards. And I get nothing. Ugh! Why? Why is that? I needed 1 energy. I genuinely needed 1 energy. Just the 1. There's like even a TCE helps here. There's 6 energy left in my deck in theory. And there's 16 cards left in my deck. 6 of which are potentially energy and 3 of which are Sycamore and 1 more end. So I have 10 outs out of 16. Otherwise, Vespiquen does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so Glaceon can at least take a hit from Vespiquen. Even Jolteon can survive by 10 HP. But if he has Golbat, then never mind. So Glaceon is the Pokemon I promote. Regice can potentially take 2 hits here. And yeah, he chooses not to retreat into Vespiquen. Okay. This is fine. That gives me an extra turn to top deck. Ugh! An energy. 10 outs. 2 out of 3 times I top deck a good out. 2 out of 3 times I top deck a good out here. Oh boy. Yeah, I still lose though, because whenever I do get a KO, he simply puts down Mew and I don't even. Okay, does he have the Golbat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 120 damage. I have 30 on me. But if he does that, then he's down to the Golbat as an out to win. So the Jirachi strategy is a no-go anymore. So I have to retreat to Glaceon, which is the only Pokemon in my deck that can take a hit right now. And yeah, basically after I KO enough Pokemon, he simply puts down the Mew, puts down a TCE, KOs the Glaceon by copying Vespiquen's attack because Mew is a basic Pokemon. How do I do this? I feel like if my draw would have been a little bit better, I would have put up more of a fight. Maybe. Maybe. Evolves into Vespiquen. And use a circle circuit. I've seen 5 energy total. And I top deck a Sycamore now. Yay! Like at this point, I'm going to deck myself out before my opponent. Wow, and I barely get the energy. Yikes. Yeah, it's not gonna matter because my opponent will eventually, like before I draw enough prizes, I 2-hit KO Raichu, I 2-hit KO Vespiquen. I won't be able to KO my opponent, even if Mew and DC are his absolute last cards. I will not be able to win here. And even if he doesn't have Mew, he can simply Sky Return with Shaymin twice and win that way. So there's no way I win here. There's absolutely no way I can win here. Absolutely no way. Man. He could even take a turn to be revenge, to get closer to the Mew. If I drew my last 10 on this turn, then maybe I would think I have a small chance. Maybe. Or if he doesn't do anything and I eventually find my end. but that's just not gonna happen. Wow, he's Sycamores. Yeah, makes sense. Wow, his hand was pretty dead. Yeah, so he finds a Mew, finds a TCE. The Cold Bite is completely unnecessary. That Mew was clutch for my opponent. That Mew was absolutely clutch. And that turn where he had the Lysander for my Mew, that was absolutely clutch as well. But he played really well. Like, he thinned out his deck at the beginning on his turn 1 so quickly, and then I wasn't able to ever get Vileplume out soon. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Pretty long video today, a win and a loss. And yeah, I mean, I like the deck. Maybe I made misplays during the games, but I don't think I did. If I did, definitely point them out, as you guys usually do. And yeah, leave a like on the video if you can, guys. Likes are really lacking on my videos lately, so if we can't get every video to 100 likes, like, videos are getting 1,000 views, so if 1 out of every 10 of you takes the 1 second it takes to like the video, that would be really helpful. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't yet. And on Friday we will have, I believe, Firo in action, so definitely look out for that. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.